Hello and welcome to my channel. I am ZodiacBandit, and with last week's episode of Campaign 3, being episode 29, we had a bunch of questions answered. Like a bunch of stuff about Birdie, Fern being a Ruida's born, Fern's parents working with the Nightmare King, Odahan working with the Unseelie Court in the Feywild to learn more about Ruidus and collect more boons from it. There was one question to me that stuck out that didn't get answered, and that is, why was Keylith targeted by the Grey Assassins? Why did this event happen? And why did it lead to Orym leaving the Ashari to come on this quest for Campaign 3? That is the question that didn't get answered quite yet. The connection of the Unseelie Court to the Grey Assassins isn't what I'm going to focus on today. It's why Keylith would have been targeted by the Grey Assassins in the first place. So let's get into it. So before we talk about Keylith, let's talk about the other two people who were attacked by the Grey Assassins, the Lumos twins. We know the reason they were attacked by them is because they were looking into Ruidus. So the question is, what is Keylith's connection to Ruidus? Did she research it, or is there something else to it? So there, to me, are two possible reasons as to why Keylith could have been targeted by the Grey Assassins. So the first one is she might be Ruidus born. However, this is kind of hard to prove. We do know that there is a mass wave of Ruidus born as of late, but when did this start? I'd be willing to say that Imogen is at the start of this Ruidus baby boom, and Fern is likely a part of this baby boom as well. Remember, she's got weird time dilation going on with her, so she's not actually 90 years old. But we do know that Keylith is now 59 years old, as of C3. It's been 36 years since Campaign 1, and she was 23 back then, so simple math, 59 years old. So I think it's very unlikely that she's part of this baby boom of Ruidus childs, because Imogen's only in her 20s herself, and I firmly believe she is the start of this baby boom Ruidus sort of situation. She could have still been born, a Ruidus born, however, it's just if the moons aligned for it to happen. So there is a chance she is Ruidus born, but it seems unlikely to me because it's a very rare occurrence. However, we do know that many Ruidus born do become great leaders, and also might also carry some omens with them, but she did become a great leader of Zephyra, so maybe there's something to it, but I like to believe that she earned that rather than it being her birthright as a Ruidus born. So the second one, which to me seems to be kind of the correct one, which is that she's a moon druid, or just a druid in general, a connection to nature, and because of her strength, like the level of strength she has of being a druid, she is able to hop between the realms. She can literally go to the Feywild whenever she wants, and maybe she saw what the Unseelie Court and Odahan and whoever her other ally was looking, into Ruidus. And she could have tried to stop them, she could have tried to intervene, maybe talk them out of it, she could have done something. And now the Unseelie Court could see her as an ultimate threat because she is capable of bouncing between the realms, so no problem for her to get the hell out. She's incredibly strong in her own right, and she has insane connections on her side, and the likelihood of the Unseelie Court knowing who she is after, helping defeat Vecna is probably not, too far off. So let's talk about her connections for a minute. First of all, obviously, all of Vox Machina. That is a huge connection to have. Not to mention, she's connected directly to the Tal'Dorei Council and the Whitestone Council. Likelihood of her having a ton of strong allies is 100%. We know this. We know she has incredibly strong allies. Let's look even further into her allies that could be a threat to the Unseelie Court, like Jamon Savort, a fucking dragon. This guy is a huge problem if she decides to teleport him into the Feywild. It could realistically ruin anything the Unseelie Court have up their sleeves for whatever this research is. Another one, she has tons of mages on her side, magical practitioners like Sean Gilmore and Alora Vysoren. Now, Alora is a lot more dangerous than she was 6 years ago in the timeline, because she now knows a group of adventurers in her own right, known as the Mighty Nine. She could call them and be like, hey, this is more up your guys' alley because you're young, spry, and are able to do things that are extremely dangerous as well. So now all of a sudden, Keylith has Vox Machina, a bunch of mages, a dragon, and the Mighty Nine. But let's not forget, she also knows Tyrion Darrington, the leader of the Darrington Brigade. So she now can call the Darrington Brigade, Vox Machina, the Mighty Nine, a dragon, a ton of mages. And let's not forget that if she's in the contact with Bell's Hells, because for some reason that's a possibility that they cross paths when they go into the Feywild, she might also, even through Sean Gilmore, be able to reach out to the EXU group in Kymel. So bam, now we have a bunch of groups together. And this could be a huge problem for anybody in the Unseelie Court. Thus, with very rational thinking in my opinion, attacking her with your assassins and trying to get rid of her so this doesn't happen is very reasonable. Well, not reasonable, but something that you can see members of the Unseelie Court doing, or even Otohan herself. So, I do think this is a pretty fair idea to consider, that this might be the reason the Grey Assassins targeted Keylith. And I think I'm going to end it there, because that is a doomsday scenario for any villain. 3 campaigns worth, minimum, attacking you is a very big problem. And you know what? I wouldn't want to deal with it myself. I think that would be a very shitty time for me as a villain. So there you have it, my crackpot theory of why Keylith could have been targeted by the Grey Assassins, because she has them connections, baby. That's the one I truly think could be the reason. You never know. There's probably something a little easier to explain than she can have all these people show up if she wants to, Avengers style. But you never know. So, yeah, once this theory popped into my head, it kept rolling and snowballing because I realized how many connections she really has. So, yeah, that's it. That's the theory. Thank God I got to put one of these theories out, because lately theory videos have been getting stomped on left and right. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you guys on Friday.